Awesome. So away we go. Good morning, Mr. TK.
Good morning, Darryl.
It's a
Beautiful rainy Sunday morning. Look at that.
beautiful rainy Sunday
Couldn't ask for
morning.
more. Good for the grass.
My grass, I don't even have grass. I have weeds that we are maintaining very nicely.
I've got a really narrow part of between my house where there's usually no grass growing, and because it's been shielded from the hot summer, it's the only place that grass is growing really well right now. So amazing how that works, isn't it?
Mine is just disgusting.
So
Disgusting.
what's new this week? I mean, I'm sure you got lots of stuff to talk about today.
There is a lot of stuff to talk
Seem
about.
excited.
Let's
I'm excited about this episode.
I'm excited because the Raptors won last night, and they killed the Lakers. Killed them. What a great game. I love these virtual fan things. I'm trying to figure out how to be one.
So funny.
Isn't that great?
So funny what people are doing. Yeah.
I love it. It's just a matter of time before somebody's penis is on there, though, right?
Right? Like, I'm just waiting for someone to really just troll the heck out of them, like whatever it is, like a picture of somebody who's, shouldn't be there, right?
Yeah, like
that's
where are all the
definitely not
Zoom
guy,
bombers already?
right? Exactly.
We need some Zoom
It'll happen.
bombers. It'll happen for
People like
sure.
attention. That's it. People like attention.
Absolutely. So, stage 3, baby. Yeah. A man of his word. Look at that.
Yeah.
The reopening of TK's face is complete.
I can't have a remnants of a beard. It means maybe I've been, inside in captivity. I'm not as approachable. I got to make sure that people see me as that I'm safe. Talk to me. I can come inside your home. I'm going to wear a mask. I can go inside, restaurants, stuff like that too. Do my business and go.
So the opposite of me. I think I shaved on Friday too. It's just kind of...
You just need a haircut. That's it. Once you get a haircut, you'll be in the club.
I am contemplating that so seriously right now.
Yeah. The haircut and shave. It's important to have both.
It's a good combination.
Yeah.
So stage 3 is now complete. It's open. I don't think a lot of people opened. Yeah.
No, I don't think.
But I think a lot of people didn't open by choice.
Yeah, by choice. Yeah.
But
people felt like it wasn't time. They weren't ready. It was too sudden. Some of them who had the abilities to open up in stage 2, they're kind of staying in stage 2. And I think the people who opened up in stage 3 were the people who literally were not allowed to open in stage 2, and they
don't have patios or access.
Get some sort of business open.
Yeah, got to get something going. But I've seen a lot of articles about restaurant closing, all different restaurants. Almost every day of the week, a new article about a restaurant closing.
Yeah.
I saw an interesting article, a restaurant who was going to start just adding the tips on. It was an interesting article. They said this is the only...
I saw one where the guy says we're not doing tips anymore.
Well, they're not doing tips. They're adding it in as a gratuity, 18% on top of the price. Because he says this is the only industry where the general public gets to decide how much money people make. And it's unfair and it's racist, it's biased and all this stuff. But
yeah, okay.
Interesting. Like new models of everything coming out of this whole pandemic. I think
the dine-in surcharge, I think that's what it is. I don't think you should be able to go to a restaurant right now and tip the waiter $5 on a $100 bill.
No.
And think that you're saving the world here.
But you have to have good staff. Like you can't have the person who just doesn't care, throws shit down on the table, or doesn't come back with a refill, or never comes with your piece of toast, and still give them 18%.
Well, let's give the servers of Toronto some credit. I think there's a lot of good servers out there who can handle providing excellent service.
There's probably going to be only the great ones because there's going to be a gigantic pool of servers and no work.
And less capacity.
Way less, right?
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good. I mean, stage 3, we're here. So
stage 3 is good. We got an article, obviously, pertains to you and your brethren, that open houses are back again, or allowed to be back.
I love how you're starting with this.
Well, listen, I mean, that's the big thing for us in stage 3, right? Like that sales centers and open houses can start again.
Yeah. I don't know of any new pre-con builders who have opened up yet their sales centers.
No, but they can.
They can.
And they're selling. We'll get to that later.
And I don't know any real estate agents who have done open houses in Toronto yet, but I know some that have done them in the other parts of Ontario, and it has not been a well received, transition back into open houses. That's for
Right.
sure.
Hmm.
Right. So
Tell me.
neighbors are
Tell
looking
me.
at it. Well, neighbors are looking at it like you're putting out your signs. These are the stories I'm hearing in our channels. You're putting out the signs and everyone's just giving you negative looks and making comments like, I can't believe that you would take the risk. There's just so much public opinion on this COVID-19 stuff. And as an open house, a public open house, there involves many different opportunities for the public to shout their opinion at you. And of course, a lot of realtors are getting some grief. So there was a few that shut them down right away and thought, okay, this is a great idea. Other ones are getting backlash online, and it just the public's not ready for it yet. So it's great
Uh,
that they are introducing some guidelines, but the official message from I think every type of real estate governing body is still focused on the virtual open houses.
good. I like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's good for
Why
my
people are
business.
still doing open houses in 2020 anyways is beyond
It's
me, but that's
beyond me, especially with the technologies available to people today.
yeah, yeah,
But
that's
this
that's
is
that's
not an infomercial, so
no.
we will move on. I generally separate our articles into weaker market and stronger market. Um, of late, I've had to add a new category, which is
Oh,
subscriber
drum roll.
questions.
I love it. I'll
And
put some effect on that voiceover there,
there
please.
will be a great effect on that voice. I can
Yeah,
promise you that.
I love it.
And
The comments are amazing.
listen, all the headlines are saying the Toronto real estate show's subscriber base has doubled and the
I read that.
comments section has blown up.
Blown up, right? That
We
was in the
have
Globe this week.
we are talking to two people now
Yep,
simultaneously.
yep. One identifying himself by his real name, and the other one is a mystery.
Truth. So we'll get to our good buddy Brian Jordan, who has a lot on his mind, and I think we should invite him onto the show as a guest. You think he would come on?
We'll see. We'll see. That's a good idea,
I
and
think it would be
we'll
fun.
we'll come up with some ideas on it later.
So Brian Jordan really just wants to know about downtown rental again. He wants to know, what are things going to look like in 3 years? So later on, we are going to get out our crystal balls. TK's actually last time our crystal balls looked very similar. I should probably censor this a little. But we're going to get out our crystal balls, and TK will let us know what he thinks this rental market and downtown condo market or housing market will look like in 3 years from now, which if I do the math in my head, we're going to be in 2023.
Good math skills.
Thank you. I will do the same. He also mentioned a couple of things that the city of Toronto is looking at, housing-related actions, mentions this Ontario Bill 184, which we will definitely get into a little bit later when we get to our rental segment. He's mentioned here, and I never heard anything about this, converting short-term rental housing into affordable housing, which we'll touch on that as well. And then the one thing that really intrigued me, which we've talked about a few times, is just expanding the housing options inside the Yellow Belt or the neighborhoods area on our official plan map.
Yep.
And from our new friend, Truth, hey guys, love the show. He's having trouble finding cash flowing properties in Toronto. So we will welcome him to the club and we will discuss this at length in the rental section. So I like to start off with the bad news first. So we'll talk about the weaker market or the articles pertaining to a weaker market or indicating a weaker market. So first off, we have Remax article talking about how is Toronto real estate in store for a condo buyer's market?
Dum dum dum.
What do you
Well,
think?
well, what makes a buyer's market? I guess that's the biggest question, right? So buyer's markets are um,
Oversupplied.
oversupplied. So the sales to new listing ratio becomes at a point where the sales are no longer able to keep up with the new listings. So listings start to outpace the total number of sales. So one of the metrics is months of inventory, and you were looking at exactly how many current listings there are, and at the current sales rate, how many months per month, how many months would it take in order to be able to have the entire currently listed inventory sold. So that months of inventory number has been climbing. The sales to new listing ratio as well has not been in favor of sellers, and we keep on getting lower and lower. So definitely, are we heading into a buyer's market? The writing is on the wall. That is for sure. The question is always, how long are we going to be there, and when is it going to become more balanced?
I would agree with that. The next article says new condo sales in the Toronto area dropped to lowest since 2009 recession. So
Okay.
we've got that. Now let's all keep in mind these are just article headlines. They may
Mm-hmm.
not necessarily be true. We'll talk about our actual personal experience after,
Yeah.
which I think is a little closer to factual and not headline grabbing. So we got Toronto condo prices fall from peak as inventory rises to highest level in years.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of stuff that doesn't sound very good.
I mean, there's reasons
Greater,
behind everything too.
what's that?
There's always reasons behind stuff, right? I mean, it's never just, inexplicable, right? I mean, there's always something that you can pinpoint as being the cause of certain market, factors, right?
Yeah,
So,
like maybe a pandemic.
yeah, but over and above that, not just the fact that there's a pandemic, but where did all the buyers go, and how come everybody's selling, right? Which we've talked about in previous episodes.
Sure. So we've
I
got
think,
Greater Toronto new home sales fall to lowest level in over a decade. So the pattern is
Mhm.
new stuff not so good at the moment, at least in these articles. It's new condo sales are down, new home sales are the lowest level in decades.
Yeah, but
Um,
that's explainable.
it's all very explainable, and we will
Okay.
definitely talk to each of these. Let me get this next one out of the way. This this is interesting. We have two articles in a row that use the word cliff. So
Oh yeah,
Toronto real estate market is heading for a cliff.
the
Now,
mortgage cliff or
well, this one is talking about all kinds of stuff. This is really talking about the waterfall that I was talking about last week,
okay.
rather than a cliff, but cliff works. This one is talking about what you're talking about. See, oh no, sorry. I'm going to have to edit myself there. Oh, maybe I took out the second one because they both said cliff. Oh no, here it is.
Mm-hmm.
Eyeing new tools as deferral looms. Here. CMHC eyeing new tools as mortgage deferral cliff looms for borrowers.
Yeah.
S-
So that's
A lot
the
of
good news.
bad news if we were only focused, if we only received these articles in our inbox and we had no ties to the actual market ourselves, we would think that things were pretty bad here in Toronto, wouldn't we?